After a work-related injury in Texas, many insurance carriers will accept contusions or minor sprains, strains. However, if your condition is more serious and may require diagnostical testing, may require physical therapy, or even surgery, it's more likely that the insurance company is going to dispute that condition. To establish the condition, an injured worker can testify in regards to certain things such as the sprains, strains, or contusions. However, if it's not an obvious condition, they're going to require a letter from a doctor explaining how that injury is related. Matt, how do injured workers know which injuries require a letter of causation and which ones do not?
Well, for simple injuries like sprains and strains or contusions, you're not going to need expert medical evidence. Similarly, if you fell down and you broke your arm, that doesn't need causation evidence either. But if you have something serious that people don't generally understand, like a brain injury or a bulging disc in your back, or some secondary injury like a chronic regional pain syndrome, that will require a letter of causation. The reason is we have a general rule, and the rule says that if the public can understand a condition and its cause, then you do not have to have expert medical evidence. But if it's outside the realm of the general public's understanding, it will require that a doctor provide some type of evidence to prove the cause and the diagnosis. We call that a letter of causation in the workers' comp system. And so what does a letter of causation have? Well, it's going to have a mechanism of injury, and that's where the doctor describes what happened. Then you're going to have a diagnosis, and the doctor should explain how they determined what your diagnosis is. After that, there's going to have to be some type of accounting of the forces that were involved in the accident. And then the conclusion then is, well, how did those forces act upon your body to cause the damages that you have? So a causation letter might say something like, John picked up a box that weighed approximately 20 pounds and twisted to his right to set it on a cart about waist high. And when he did this subjected his spine to rotational forces that acted upon the spine that allowed the disc to bulge beyond its nucleus. And in my medical opinion as a doctor, that is the cause of the L4-5 disc hernia.
You see, it's important that your doctor listen to all of your symptoms to properly diagnose your condition. When the doctor understands what your diagnosis is, they're going to be able to give you the proper medical treatment to allow you to recover as quickly as possible. Upon recovering, you'll be able to return back to the normalcy of your life. Make sure that your medical provider is listening to your symptoms and giving you the proper diagnosis. With that, they need to be prepared to write a letter of causation describing how those conditions are related to your compensable event.